The Fram2Ham event that's coming up, where they're going to do SSTV while they're in the polar orbit. I'm going to show you, if you're using Opengd77 firmware, I'm going to show you how to put it in your radio and get it so your Opengd77 radio will track the Doppler and the frequency. So the first thing you need to do, we'll start with this window here, is you're going to want to go to local disk C, program files times 86, and look for Opengd77 CPS. In that folder, you'll have the satellite folder. You double click on that, and it's going to have whatever you have in your radio now. You're going to want to save that. I would make a folder and call it Saved Keps Opengd77 or something like that on your desktop, and hit Save As and save it in that folder. Keep it named the same thing, satellites, I think it's .txt, and that way you'll be able to go back to what you had in your radio before you did this Fram. You see, I already have the Fram stuff in there, so we're just gonna go from there. So basically what I did is I can show you what my original satellites.txt folder looked like, or text file. That's what it originally looked like. So what I did is I erased all of this except for one, and then I added the Fram Keps to it. So basically you're going to want this file to look like this right here. So if you pause the video here and you look at just this, I'll make it full screen. If you look at just this and you add this into a satellites.txt file, and then I would make another folder for Fram Keps, and I would save this into that folder, Fram Keps, which is what I did. So you'll see here I've got Opengd77 Fram Keps, and all I have in it is this satellite text file. Over here, make sure I'm in the right one before I... Okay, it's over here. Over here is the program files.86 Opengd77 CPS. Okay, so once you get this saved into a folder that you call Fram Keps, exactly what we have here, the same thing I showed full screen there. So in order to get that to go onto your radio, what you have to do is you have to right click on your Fram Keps file that you just created, hit show more options, and then copy it. Okay, and then you have to go over to this program files 86 Opengd77 CPS, right click over here, hit paste. You're going to want to replace the file in the destination, and then hit continue. And now in the program 86 files Opengd77 CPS, your satellites kept file is now going to look like this. That's the only way you can modify this program files times 86 Opengd77 CPS, is to copy it from somewhere else on your computer and paste it into here. So once you do that, you're ready to load the radio. So I'm gonna download all this, or downsize all this. I'm gonna open up my Opengd77 CPS, and let me see if I got I don't have the radio hooked up anymore, so let me hook up my radio. So I'm turning on my radio, my HT with Opengd77 firmware on it, and I hooked up the cable. So I always read the radio first. That way you have all your settings and all your channels and everything in there. once that's done, you go to Extras, Opengd77 Support. Now, see this line right here? Hopefully you can see my mouse. If you can't, it's next to Install Satellite Keps. You need to delete that whole link because you're not going to use that link. The link that you're going to use is this www.ariss-usa.org/keps.txt. So you're going to want to copy that link. So I'll leave that up here for a minute here so you can pause the video and jot that down so you know what you're going to be typing in that box there. This is the 2-line element for Fram2Ham if it launches on, I think it was March 31st or April 1st, the planned launch. As long as it launches that day, this is the 2-line element for that. So once you got that copied or ready to type it in, you paste it into here. Make sure your radio's hooked up and hit Install Satellite Keps. And it's installing the Keps into the radio. So there we go. It is actually in the radio now. I am going to do another video to show you what the radio looks like once you get done with that. But that is basically how you put the Keps into your Opengd77 firmware radio. So hopefully this helps you guys out if you're using Opengd77 firmware. Alright, so if you were successful in getting the Keps for the Fram onto your Opengd77 radio, this is what you should see when you go to the satellite menu. If it were up there today, this would be all my passes for the day. 9:53, 15 degrees, 11:26, 26 degrees, 21:11, 3 degrees, 22:43, 78 degrees, and 00:17, 5 degrees. So let's look at this one that's 78 degrees. This will show you exactly where it's going from north to south, it appears. If you go to page 2, it's showing the Doppler being tracked. So you just hook up your antenna, point it, and follow that red dot through the sky, and you should be hearing SSTV. You do want to make sure you have your GPS turned on and get a lock so you're in your grid square, which mine's already got a lock. So you're going to want to make sure your GPS is on. And again, thanks for watching Amateur Radio with W8CPT. Good luck, and 73.